Traders from around the world, what's going on? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Looking at the S&P 500 ETF today, which is the SPY. Not a shocking candle, in my personal opinion. Let's talk about the sentiment of this candle. I hope there's a few traders out there who made some money today because today's candle was, what's the word? Easy. Two strong bullish days in a row, right? Really nice candles. We do the exact same thing. I mean, folks, it's the exact same thing. Very similar to the exact same thing we did on Friday. White candle, strong bullish candle, gapped up to a new all-time high. And just like on Friday, so here was Friday's candle. Oops, sorry, 1 second. Hopping over here, auto scale this thing. So Friday, right, we sold off in the first few minutes, trade back up, sold off, and then bounced. This particular day, as of market close, as soon as we opened, we trade right down, right? These are profit-taking candles right here. First 10 minutes, market opened, and you'll notice what we did not do on Friday is what we did do today is we broke the low and started making lower lows and lower highs, right? So we never really got a solid retest. There was a support right there, and once that candle broke down, it's pretty much all she wrote for the short-term bullish move. Short-term being like on the 5-minute chart. So the sentiment on this one on the SPY was pretty easy to read, in my opinion. All-time high. Again, literally all-time high today. Gapped up. Some sellers coming in. I'm really hoping this is a small pullback. I think it is. I think this is going to be the top of the market until mid-November sometime. I'm not doing a bear call spread up here. I'm not saying that this is going to be the top. This is probably going to be the top just for the next few weeks. Something like this, maybe. Something like this, potentially. Whenever those moves happen, again, 1 to 3% would be very healthy. End of November. Santa Claus rally be right around the corner. Be a great dip buying opportunity. Is today going to be the day? I think today is most likely yes. If we close above the high of today, great. All I'm saying is candle sentiment looks a little bit bearish. I would like to see some dips, and if we dip, I will look to buy those. The only bearish trade I will play will be a very short-term day trade or maybe a 2 to 3 day swing trade, something like that. So that's the SPY. IWM, do the exact same thing. White candle on Thursday, we gapped up, we filled the gap. It's a retest gap. It's retesting. Qs, same thing. White candle gapped up, filling the gap. It's a retest gap, so that'll happen. Here's the Dow Jones ETF, ticker symbol DIA. And then the Dow Jones, white candle, gapping up to a new all-time high. Very extended. Everyone's getting really excited about the 23,000 marker getting blown through. And, I mean, just look at this. Look at this angle. It's steep. It's real steep. All right, so let's go look at some stocks that were requested. Before I do want to give a shout-out. Thank you for the email, Chuck. I really appreciate that. Very kind thing for you to say. And traders, thank you so much for supporting Real Life Trading. We did finally hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's a really big deal for me. My 2017 goal is and was 15,000. I don't think we're going to quite get there, but we might get to 11,000 by the end of the year, which again, this is a huge number, folks. This 10,000 to me is just a lot of people being enriched, a lot of people understanding how the markets work, candles, trading, risk, reward, buy low, sell high, what stocks are doing what, why, when, where, how, and it's all free on YouTube. So thank you so much for your support. Chuck, thank you for your email. You are all amazing people. Let's continue enriching lives together. Here's Square. Not much to see on Square. Realistically, it's at an all-time high just 4 days ago. 5 days ago, it was at all-time high prices. It pulled back into the 10 and bounced. Most traders are looking for a pullback to the 20 and maybe the 50. Maybe the 50. Earnings is around the corner on Square. It's in a very nice trend. Find the moving average that suits you the best per your time frame and buy off of it. Most traders are doing put sales, and about 3 or 4 days ago, we did mention if you got some shares, do some covered calls. The 38 November pays 50 cents, which is pretty solid. That is $6 away, 20% away from where we are at right now. And that's an additional 50 cents on SQ. Probably expiring worthless for free. Robert's got himself a put sale down here at 28. So again, if you're not in Square, find out what time frame works best for you. What are you trying to accomplish with it? And buy off of a moving average that suits that time frame. Shopify, bouncing a little bit on Friday. Here's the long-term moving average. and we are now above the 100 simple. Kind of a big deal, right? This is a very strong pullback that happened on Shopify. You did have a double top, and like this market, we sold off for only a few days, and now we're rallying again. Friday was a pretty good bullish gap. Today was a little bit of a higher high and a higher low. Earnings right around the corner. I don't know exactly what earnings are going to happen on Shopify. We probably gap up and continue higher. But I will say, at least short term, if SHOP can break above the high of today, and specifically this candle, something like this, I think I'd be a little bit more bullish than bearish on Shopify shorter term heading into earnings. Let's go look at Hasbro and show you the trade that I made 2 Rs on today. Not Hasbro, Mattel. Sorry, same industry. Mattel is actually a very small gap compared to Hasbro. Hasbro would have worked better. But this is, as you guys know, last 2 weeks has been a little bit of an uphill battle, kind of like me carrying cinder blocks covered in molasses while getting punched in the face by Mike Tyson. That's how the last 2 weeks have felt like. But Mattel today, here was the daily chart, right? Bearish gap and go. It was breaking this support, this little daily support over here. I'm at Brad's house right now in Indianapolis, so he's the one that helped me set this up. Since it was a perfect bearish gap and go, we played it on the 1 minute chart, which again, I only do on gap and go trades. And here's the 1 minute time frame. You'll see your extended hours right here. First 1 minute candle is a bullish candle. Second 1 minute candle has a nice lower shadow. Easy, squeezy, lemon peasy. There was the setup. And by the way, there was 2 Rs, and it bounced for the rest of the day from there. Pure luck. Pure luck that it bounced there at 2 Rs exactly. But Mattel working out pretty well. And since I talked about it, here's Hasbro. Here's Hasbro in the 5 minute. And if you played this bearish gap as well, this one also probably worked out pretty okay for you. So here's today. It was a bearish gap and go. First candle, right, breaks this pre-market support, opening, huge bearish candle. Then you get 2 inside candle pennant patterns. Boom, boom, entry there, stop there. Again, very nice R&a-half, 2 R trade on Hasbro if you got a chance to take that also. Next on the list, Celgene. A few people requesting this one. Here's the daily chart. This did have a pretty good gap. It's a little bit of a small candle. Earnings is actually still around the corner, I think, unless this was earnings according to TradingView. This was probably earnings right here. TradingView doesn't have the best earnings right now, and I don't have my other computer open, so I can't really verify. But anyway, CELG, my thought, here's the weekly chart. Here's the long-term moving averages. I like this 115 area, which is the 100 simple moving average. I like that. We had a good double bottom type of pattern down here. There's the neckline, support, 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 support. So if it trades down to that price, would make a lot of sense to me, about the 115-ish area. Here's the daily chart. It is a retest gap, so I could expect something like this to come in, and then we roll over. So if you want to play it shorter term, I would say just hop into the hourly chart, and if you're looking at playing that retest or playing it bullish short term, I would say look for a close or break above 123.37, and then rock it out from there. That is ticker symbol CELG. Next on the list, PayPal was requested. A lot of people looking at PayPal, and this one, pretty easy. So keep an eye on this one to simply bounce off the moving averages. Notice it hasn't hit the 50 in forever, so at some point it'll probably come back down to that price. But right now, beautiful bullish gap. The trend is your friend. Here's the hourly time frame, and this is probably what I'm looking at. We'll talk about more in the afternoon swing trading room, which, by the way, I did send out Friday. I sent it out to everybody in an email format, and also made last week Tech Giant Tuesday available on YouTube as well. Just a little bit of a gift saying, hey, thanks for being awesome. So if you received that exclusive video content, you were awesome. Thanks for helping real life trading and enrich lives. So the hourly chart on PayPal, if I turn off the extended hours, here's what it looks like. We're hanging out the 10 and the 20. So keep an eye out for PayPal to bounce here. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying this is where it should. And if it does, don't be afraid to look to get in long, set your stops, and mitigate your risk accordingly. This is what I'm looking at presently on PayPal. Next on the list, we got Netflix, NFLX. Netflix pulling back a little bit today. We're at the 20 EMA on the daily chart. I like this lower shadow. This is an evening star reversal pattern, however. So watch out for these lows. If Netflix can close below those 2 lows, I think we'll pull back just a little bit farther. I do like a bounce off of 190. Why? Easy. Previous resistance. That's pretty much it, right? Old resistance equaling new support, buy low, sell high, that whole thing. Here's the hourly time frame. And if I'm looking at the hourly chart, it looks like it wants to try to form some type of support down here, some type of bouncing zone. So watch Netflix 2 pop a little bit tomorrow. There is some support down there. And of course, if we gap down or something on Netflix tomorrow morning, not saying we will, but saying if, then yeah, easy target into 190. Probably trade down a little bit farther, and then again, likely bounce. So short term, I'm a little bit more neutral, expecting a bounce, but tomorrow doesn't have to happen. Long term, I like any pullback on Netflix. 190 would be the first one I would try. Here's the weekly time frame. And as long as we don't take out the low of this week, October 2nd, I will be all about buying the bounce on Netflix. If that happens, you know, I'll put my hat on the counter. Just wait. I don't even know if that's a saying. Put my hat on a counter. I'm not even sure. Anyway, I'll be looking to buy low, sell high, probably do pull put spreads or something like that. But Netflix doing its thing. Goldman Sachs. This is the daily chart on Goldman Sachs, and this analysis was pretty easy as well. So this was earnings, very strong white candle, gapped up. All those people sold and locked in profit. And then what did it do? It traded right into a previous old resistance, new support. That was the buying location on Goldman Sachs. And if you bought there, you are a rich human. Congratulations. So Goldman Sachs bounced nicely off of that support. You had a really good bullish gap on Friday. And on Goldman Sachs, my particular opinion, I would simply say, if we break and make a higher high, go long. Or if we trade back down to this support on Goldman Sachs, go long. WYNN, last one on the list for today, ticker symbol WYNN. And WYNN, just hanging out, doing its thing. Earnings about a week and a half away. You had a white candle gapping up the other day, which was a retest gap. We rolled back, we retested. Things are looking okay on WYNN. Here's the weekly chart. We're just really hanging out, trading sideways, a little bit bullish to neutral on WYNN. Nothing majestically exciting happening on this one, however. So I would simply say earnings, big question mark. Who knows what's going to happen? But if you're looking at playing WYNN, I would say look to buy it around 141. Look to sell it around 150. Right now, it's exactly in the middle of that. And when earnings gets here, I'm sure WYNN will gap one direction or another. And whatever direction that gap is, that's probably the direction it will go shorter term. Weekly chart, again, looks nice. You're above the long-term moving averages. There's your 200 right there. Things look good. Yeah, looks pretty nice. So I'll be leaving Indianapolis tomorrow morning. Had a brilliant time in Chicago. Here's just a few quick pictures of some traders and us hanging out. I will be back. Yeah, I'll be back in Nashville tomorrow morning, working on a little something, a little bit of a podcast I got going on. More information on that soon. Another good trader, fantastic buddy, new friend of mine, Javier from Miami, heard that Julian came up and hung out with me and traded for a few days, so he wanted to do that. So now Javier and his wife are also coming up to Nashville for the first time this week, so you'll see some pictures and posts with him and myself and Ashley and some other traders. Just having a blast, loving life, living life, and trading it. You are amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you all later, and until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade.